in my early 20s, I joined the Marine Corps and then deployed to Iraq twice. I can tell you, I didn't know anything about insurance. I didn't even read my homeowner's policy before I got into the business.
Justin, we need to make this conversation more serious. But you used to have this mullet. Let's talk about the mullet game.
It was glorious. You added a letter there on fans. I think there might be a fan. I'm married to her, so.
Arabic speaking, mullet rocking, once a Marine, always a Marine. Justin Nyquist, it's good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So we've worked together for a couple years now, but I don't think I've heard how you got into the insurance industry. Tell me some of that story.
I don't think many people have heard it. It's a winding road that got me here. I didn't go to college for insurance. I don't think anybody really has those aspirations growing up and going to university for insurance. When I was in my early 20s, I joined the Marine Corps, and I was part of a really small unit. 3 people from my unit were from Boise and wouldn't shut up about how awesome it was. So when I got out, I wanted to start over, live somewhere new that I hadn't lived before. I grew up in Minnesota, lived in Florida for a while, all over in the Marine Corps. And then, so I just came to Boise on a whim. Enrolled in Boise State, got the GI Bill, enrolled in Boise State. I did one of the 2 things that you do when you don't know what you're gonna do, and that's either marketing or communications. So I did marketing. Right out of college, got a job at a public relations firm in downtown Boise. Loved it. Worked there a few years. iCrimp was one of my clients. I was working on the iCrimp account, nothing insurance related. In fact, I had no idea what iCrimp actually did. When I left the PR firm, my contact at iCrimp, Sandy, who's now my boss, my mentor, I call myself her apprentice, called me up and said, "Hey, do you want a job over here?" I said, "Yeah, what do you do?" And that's how it started. And fast forward a decade, almost 11 years now, and I kind of finally settled into that underwriting role.
Wow. So for those of you out of state who haven't heard of iCrimp, and even some of our in-state agents haven't heard of it, I know it as the Idaho pool owned by members serving municipalities. But give us a mini iCrimp commercial, kind of educating us on what iCrimp does.
Yeah, commercial insurers do not like public entities. It's a risky business. And mid-'80s, they all got dropped, said, nope, we're out. So all over the country, these pools formed. We call them pools. And the local government entities, not the state level, but underneath, the city, county, district, they all got together and said, well, we're gonna all share in this risk and start our own pools. And that's how it started. Many states have multiple pools. They'll have one for counties, one for cities. California has a pool in almost every county just for the school district and the schools in that county. So iCrimp is the only public entity insurance pool in the state of Idaho. So as a result, we get all sorts of members. We have over 1,000 right now.
Wow.
County, city, mosquito abatement district, gopher extermination district, flood control, school, you name it. If you're a taxing district, we probably underwrite you or one of your fellow districts.
What do you like most working for iCrimp?
It's an extension of public service. It is not by any means working for that city or county in an elected role and being a servant there. It's taking the assets and resources and helping protect them, which is a service, by protecting the things that the taxpayers pay for.
Gotcha.
So in a roundabout way, it's public service, but I say that very lightly and not quite facetiously, but it's service adjacent.
There you go. You're part of the puzzle piece that makes a public entity run.
Exactly.
Is being insured. Okay.
Yep.
iCrimp, I want to say that one of our former agents, Ray Wolf, helped actually set up iCrimp in the 70s. But my time frame might be off on that.
It came about in the mid-'80s.
Okay.
So there might have been things behind the scenes, but mid-'80s is actually when, across the country, the early to mid-'80s was when all the pools started popping up.
Okay. Now, Justin, we need to make this conversation more serious. Your hair looks amazing, but you used to have this mullet. Let's talk about the mullet game and what it would take for your fans out there to write, to call, to petition, to bring it back.
First of all, you added a letter there on fans. I think there might be a fan, and I'm married to her. So fans is giving me a little more credit. In a group of friends that we have that we go camping with quite frequently, we had a contest. We had a mullet contest last year. I had never grown my hair that long.
Okay.
It's always been like this. Obviously, Marine Corps, military cut. Before that, I had buzz cuts my whole life.
Okay.
I had a great uncle who gave me $1 every time I got a buzz cut. So I tried to get one very frequently as a kid and just always loved short hair. So that was new to me. It took a while to grow it out. It was glorious. And I'm proud to say that we took family photos, me, my wife, and 2 kids, and I have the mullet. So I will be all over the walls of my house in a mullet.
My man. Someday when you're in the iCrimp Hall of Fame, it better be that picture. So you mentioned Marines. Thank you for serving the Marines. Walk me through how long you served and what you did.
I was only in for 5 years.
Okay.
I was an Arabic cryptologic linguist.
Okay.
And I went to the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California.
Okay.
Got paid to live there for about a year and a half and learn the language. And then deployed to Iraq twice and used the language and then came back.
Okay. Okay, I have a quiz for you. I did a little research ahead of time, and I'm going to see if you can hit this phrase for me.
I doubt it.
Say in Arabic, Hartwell is my favorite agency.
I won't get put on the spot because I have linguist friends who have maintained their language and are on the social platforms that this might be seen on.
Okay, all right.
And if I said that wrong, I would never live it down.
Okay, all right. Well, fair enough. Okay, so if you had to think through like what you've learned in insurance and what you've learned as an underwriter, what type of advice would you give to people who are like in the industry thinking about insurance, and should they jump in or not?
I mean, jumping into the insurance industry, working in the insurance industry. You know, it's fascinating. By all means, it's not difficult as in manual labor, but it's very difficult mentally at times. And you know, you go through crazy seasons. Right now is our craziest. So you go through these little bouts of flurry of activity, and then it calms down, but you're still busy. Then a flurry of activity. And I think getting into the industry, you don't need to know anything about it. I can tell you, I didn't know anything about insurance. I didn't even read my homeowner's policy before I got into the business. I have no family in the business. I knew nothing about it. I just kind of fell into it. I worked my way. I started off in member services, and then I did a little bit of claims handling, so I got that side of it. And then I went to risk management.
Okay.
And I did the risk management, trying to help others avoid the claims in the first place. That's the only thing that'll actually help.
Yeah.
And then I fell into underwriting, and I've stuck here. I love it. Of all the departments, all the different facets of iCrimp, I think I am finally home and kind of where I belong. It's a lot of numbers. It's a lot of data analytics, and it's trying to put the puzzle together, but you don't have all the pieces, and you don't have a picture reference to go off of.
Interesting. So mentally it's challenging. So your time at DLI, Defense Language Institute, learning how languages work, learning to see codes, you feel like that probably was a consistent bridge to figuring out all the moving pieces of insurance.
It is. It's constantly moving. You'll never know everything. And being able to learn quickly and completely is kind of the key. You have to come across things that are somewhat of a new concept sometimes and figure out how it's going to fit into that puzzle and then implement it. So it's very challenging trying to change the status quo or evolve a process or start a process from scratch. Anything you do implicates the others and the others that work in different departments,
Right.
how it all flows together. And I think getting a basic understanding of every aspect of the industry when you're first starting is I think it helped me, and I think it would probably help others.
Right, right. So iCrimp is unique in that you have everything in the same building. You have a client base that are clients own iCrimp through their membership. So it's a collaborative, like a mutual almost. Wow. I mean,
Yeah, we're a joint powers authority.
joint powers
Yep.
authority. Thank you. Do you like having that like in-office vibe where you can see everyone and go talk to people? Does that help? Do you work remote? I mean, tell me more about that.
So I don't work remote right now.
Okay.
Because I have 4 monitors and I have spreadsheets up on every single one of them, and I just can't do that at home. I also have a 7-month at home where my mother-in-law is being an angel and nannying for the first year of his life, and a puppy. So I don't get work done at home right now. So I'm in the office full time, and different people. Some of my colleagues do work remotely most of the week, and that's okay for them in their roles. With their tasks and what they're focused on. For me, it just won't work right now.
Right, right.
Where I'm at in my life, plus the job itself.
Yeah.
So it's I could work from home. iCrimp allows it. Not full time, but I could work some days from home, but I just choose not to.
Yeah. What do you like to do with your free time? Like you have time to yourself. What are you going to do?
Well, I have 2 young kids.
Okay.
I don't have free time, but in my free time, I do play rec league hockey here in Boise.
Wow.
I grew up in Minnesota. Love the sport. I'll never stop playing until my body won't anymore, and so I do that. I also go upland bird hunting with my dog. And someday with my boys, and I do ski. That's kind of fallen off in the last few years with the young kids until we get them into it. But a lot of hockey, golf when it's nice out, and we camp.
Okay.
We go to the Oregon coast every year. We go to Cascade, McCall, all over as frequently as we can during the summer.
Okay. Okay. Last question: if you had to recommend books, podcasts, what do you enjoy that you would say, hey, you got to check this out?
My reading list is not for a professional platform like LinkedIn. I am...
Dude, just me and you. Just me and you right now. Spill the tea. Come on.
I unwind, and I have a sense of humor that most probably don't.
Wait, I know what book you're going to say. The Twilight series.
If you're looking for some first editions, I'll sell you mine. I'm just
I was like, whoa. I was like, oh man, I'm out of step in it.
No. Books, podcasts are where it's at right now with me. But I don't have a favorite.
Okay.
If I had to recommend something, it would be music.
Okay.
It would be on the music side. That's how I unwind right now.
Okay.
So.
Yep. Favorite band?
My favorite band is OAR, Of a Revolution.
Okay.
If you haven't heard them, check them out.
Justin, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, and I look forward to the next time.
Yeah.